So, welcome. This presentation is part of the International Swan Project, Singing with Additional Needs, where we and a lot of other choral associations in Europe are developing models to help singers with additional needs take part in collective singing. The project is co-funded by the European Union, and the partners are us here in Norway, who coordinate the whole thing, and in Ireland, in Germany, in Italy, in the Netherlands, and in Turkey. And here in Norway, we are trying to develop customized sheet music for visually impaired singers. That is for singers who have problems reading sheet music in its normal form. So I'm sharing my screen now, so you see a presentation. I will send you this after our meeting today, together with the recording of the whole webinar. So, there is a link showing on your screen now, sangerforum.no Swan, where you can find the things I refer to in this this presentation. I will also show you this online later. So here is a typical example of a published score, in this case to the song Amazing Grace, How Sweet the Sound. And it can be difficult to read even for me. I'm a bit nearsighted, and in this case you have a so-called condensed score, where both the soprano and alto voices are written on the same staff, and the tenor and the bass voices are also written on one staff, and then we have the text, the lyrics to the song between those two staffs, and it can easily become cluttered for anyone who shall sing from this sheet music. So one example of making it easier is to simply separate the different voices, so that the sopranos are on one staff, the altos on another staff, the tenors and basses as well. And here I've always also changed the font of the lyrics so that it may be easier to read. This is an example of a score that has been digitized. We have simply written the music into a digital data set, and when we do that, it's easy to do other things with it. We can change the visual presentation of it. We can make it into a braille score, etc. And that is how we try to make sheet music more accessible. The United Nations Convention of Human Rights says that participation in cultural life, recreation, leisure, and sport, that the states parties recognize the right of persons with disabilities to take part on an equal basis with others in cultural life, and shall take all appropriate measures to ensure that persons with disabilities enjoy access to cultural materials in accessible formats. So all the member states of the United Nations who agree to this Convention of Human Rights, they shall take all appropriate measures to ensure that persons with disabilities enjoy access to cultural materials in accessible formats. So that is my goal with this project, to give people with disabilities, in this case visual disabilities, access to cultural materials in a more accessible format. And this convention says that all the states that agree to this, they shall take all appropriate measures. It means that people with visual disabilities can actually expect that their state, their nation, shall take measures to ensure that you have access to cultural materials in a format accessible to you. We all know that this is not the case always, but um, at least we can ask for it, and hopefully the states will help us. So when it comes to sheet music for the visually impaired, Norsk Sangerforum, which is the organization I work for, it is um, a choral association for choirs here in Norway. We started to develop this project already 8 years ago, and then it was with support from something called Musikkens Studieforbund here in Norway. And then in 2023, more or less 1 year ago, this became part of an international Creative Europe project in collaborations with organizations abroad. Creative Europe is a program by the European Union that has granted us funding to develop this further. And even though the support from the European Union will last until 2026, we plan to continue working with us always, also in the years to follow. So, Julian, you joined us now, and we have already started a presentation, but you will receive a recording of it and the presentation itself afterwards. Hopefully, I can send you this already tonight. So we have created an ebook about creating sheet music in Braille, or sheet music with special customization for end users. That is a graphical layout that is adapted to the individual singers or musicians. And we have also made some data scripts that you can use as a basis for um, for developing your own visual presentation of the score. And everything is open source. That means that it is free. It doesn't cost anything to use it. And the ebook in itself is published in English, but you can translate it to any language, and it's published in an open format, so it's also easy to use a screen reader, for instance, to use that ebook. I will show you some of it later. We use a computer program called MuseScore to generate digital scores and to also change them into to other formats. We use that because it's free software. You can download it to your computer from musescore.org, and it's available for Windows, for Mac OS if you use a Macintosh computer, and also for Linux operative systems. So it should be possible to use for most computer users. MuseScore can produce sheet music in Braille very easily. It is done with a couple of clicks, and it can also customize the sheet music. I mean, customize the visual presentation of the sheet music for individual users. So it's very flexible, and of course, it's totally free as everything we use. We have also made digital versions of a few thousand pieces of choral music that has fallen into the public domain. I mean, that means basically classical music where the composer and writer has been dead in more than 70 years. I am often talking to music publisher, I mean publishing houses, and to check with them if they can sell their music in an XML format, for instance, that makes it easy to change uh, the visual presentation of the music or convert it into Braille. And most of the publishers I talk to, they are willing to do that. So if there's a piece of music that you want to use and a publisher has published that in print, the publisher will in most cases also be able to sell you the music as an XML file. And an XML file you can import into the free program MuseScore and change it into whatever you like. So for more information and help, you can stay tuned at the website swanproject.eu. There you will find, in addition um, to this part of the project, which has to do about digital tools for visually impaired singers, you will also find the other um, partners projects. You can get in touch with us at the Norsk sangerforum if you want, at the email address sangerforum@musikk.no, or you can simply ask me. I include my personal email address here as well, and even my telephone number, which also is usable for sending me messages via WhatsApp, Viber, Telegram, Signal, WeChat, Line, or I mean most of these messaging systems. So this was the presentation I wanted to show you. Now uh, I can stop the screen sharing for a moment and find the ebook that we have published online. So time to share my screen again, but this now is on the website of Norsk Sangerforum. Maybe some of you have already visited that website, but here you will find the ebook. There are 4 different parts of the ebook, and we have published it in Google Docs format. That means that you can change the layout of the ebooks. You can use a screen reader to read it, etc. So the 4 parts of the ebook is first an introduction, then a little article about flexible music notation, how we can make the notation as flexible as possible. One part about sheet music in Braille, also showing different applications you can use on your computer or, for instance, on a tablet or a mobile phone to access Braille music. And and the biggest part of the ebook is how you can create accessible sheet music with MuseScore, that free program I mentioned before. Um, on this page, you will also find a MuseScore Studio style file that can be used as a starting point. And in the ebook, it's a description of how you use these small scripts to change the visual display of the sheet music. I've also included links to sheet music that we have uploaded to the internet and that can be downloaded and used for free, of course. And I have here pointers to three different sets for mixed voice choir, for female choir, and for male choir. Now let's have a quick look at the MuseScore application. I mean the computer program, and how easy it is to change the visual presentation of the score. Time to share my screen again, but this time I will show you the MuseScore program. Here you can see a piece called To Daffodils, written by a composer named Roger Quilter. And if you can see the screen, you will see that the digital version of the score is made with one staff per voice. So the soprano is on one staff, the alto on another staff, the tenor on the third staff, and the bass on the fourth staff. This is for SATB, so four voice mixed choir. If I want to change this, for instance, let's say I am singing alto, and I can choose to hide the other voices so that I only see the alto voice. Let's hide the soprano voice, and the tenor voice, and the bass voice. So now I have a page with only the alto voice on its own. And if you can see the screen and notice that the bottom of the screen has this piece in the alto voice in Braille, and I can also create a Braille file if I have access to a Braille printer, so that I can print it out on paper and use that. But still, even if this alto voice is now shown without the other voices, we can easily change it so that it becomes easier to read if needed. If you can, I mean, if you can see the sheet music but have problems reading it, I will now apply that little style file that you can download from our website, and you will see how this changes. Of course, now um, the um, uh, the notes in themselves and the staff and the staff lines, etc., are enlarged. They are all the elements are bigger, but there are also other changes made. For instance, in the first bar here, there's a dotted quarter note, and the dot itself is enlarged, I mean, proportionally bigger than the other elements, so that it becomes easier to see. And here also the font for the lyrics have been changed. All the dynamics are placed above the staff instead of under the staff, etc., etc. And we can, of course, change all the elements so that an alto singing this can generate a PDF file to for use on a tablet, for instance, or print this on a piece of paper. And basically, all these elements can be changed. And when you find a way of displaying all the elements, the text, the dynamics, the notes, etc., and find something that is readable, then it's possible to save that style and apply it to other pieces of music. Now, should I want to print this on a braille printer, I can choose to generate a file that can be sent to a braille printer, and thereby generating a braille printout of this. So actually, sheet music in braille is very, very easy to generate. So now it's a BRF file. So that was basically the little presentation I wanted to show you. And now feel free to ask questions. I would also say that this is just a simple introduction. If you are interested, if you are part of a choral federation or a choir or another music federation, then I would be happy to give an online course in how to use the MuseScore Studio and generate digital sheet music in that, and that will not cost you anything. Well, of course, if I can do it online, then it doesn't cost you anything. But I'm also happy to travel to give courses everywhere. That might cost you my travel expenses, but apart from that, it will not cost you anything. So, do you have any questions? You can write questions in the chat or just turn on your microphone and ask.
I don't have a question, but I have a comment.
Yes, please
I think
comment.
I think it's very nice that I really appreciate that you want to have courses in this because it's so simple and it's very easy, as you say. And
Yes.
I'm blind myself, and I'm doing this with MuseScore, the music XML files.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also treating the music, the file from the MuseScore program in another converting program for Braille, which is called Sound My Braille.
Yes.
Then the results gets much better.
Mm.
But I also want to tell you that if a choir singer wants a piece of music, they can order it from the National Library in Norway.
Yes.
They can order the music file. It's a scheme. They have to fill in a form
Mm-hmm.
and then order it. And it will be produced quite quickly, I think.
Yes.
This is new from this year on.
Okay. So that means that all sheet music should be available.
You can ask for almost every kind of
Yeah.
sheet music, but if it's a complicated sheet music, then it will take time. But for a single voice for a choir singer,
Yeah.
no problem. That will
E-
be produced in short time.
Excellent. There are also other organizations around that offer such services. For instance, the Royal National Institute for the Blind in the United Kingdom. They have a number of volunteers that do that. And here in Norway, also we have volunteers that offer the same service in Norsk sangerforum. But of course, we deal with vocal music, so instrumentalists um, do not always have that access that singers do have.
Are you
So,
aware of that? The last years, it has been a project going on about producing Braille music.
mhm,
It's called the Daisy Music Braille Project,
yes,
and it's almost finished now. And that's a global project, so we can ask all the notes. I think in Germany, UK, North America, Australia, uh, many European countries, and this is very new, so maybe you don't know about that, but I think that's it's not volunteers who do it any longer, it's a professional.
yes.
You can order it from professional libraries or producers.
Yes, I've been in touch with that project also, of course, and it's lovely that it now becomes a network of institutions and organizations that help create music in Braille. In the old days, it was mostly a couple of libraries here and there that had such things. I was in contact with a library in the UK, another one in Bulgaria, and one in Argentina, and but they had no no interactions between them. So it is getting much better, luckily.
Yeah.
So, Julianne and Karina, do you have any comments or questions? No, but that's lovely. And I will send you a recording of this as soon as possible. It might take 30 minutes or so, and then I'll send you a recording of the little presentation we have done on online. And also I'll send you this presentation that I showed on screen, and I will send you that in both Google presentation format and PowerPoint format, so it should be possible to access all the links, etc. Through that. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon, and please, please, please stay in touch, contact me, and give comments or advice in the time to come. Have a good evening. Bye.